I'll be getting started real soon, folks. Just getting my coffee together, getting all the applications I need up and running. Letting people know that I'm getting started and making sure I've got everything going that I'm going to need to have going. I really need a better working stand for my iPad at some point. I've got a wood shop. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's say I spell everything right. Looks like it. And let's post in the Frog Pants community because they're really good to me. Boop that. Yeah, let's pop a new window for Twitch. Twitch TV. Go to my own channel. Here we are. Make that bigger. Post the project thing and pin it. Here we go. Manually unpinned or end of stream. And sip of coffee. Oh, pardon me. Goodness. Don't breathe the coffee. Just drink it, Robin. Okay. Camera check. Motorized camera is motorizing, and let's go. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Monday, August 19th, and I'm still at it. Friday was a whole lot better than Thursday. Thursday, my brain was just a disaster area, and I wasn't getting anything done, and I was chasing my tail, and I was making no forward progress at all. So I said, you know what? Enough of this. Let's just cut it out for today. And I came back Friday with a fresh head and some new gear. And, well, not new. Well, yes, one piece of new gear, which is my little camera followy thingy. And I got a I figured out how to connect my iPad to my Mac, which I haven't done. I haven't got all of the, pardon me, boy, goodies going yet for today's stream, but that's okay. I don't really need them today because what I'm going to be doing is just to review, and I'm going to need to open some stuff up here. Element positioning tests. Yeah, let's go here. And open in VS Code. Flip to the screen share. Main screen turn on. What you say? All right, here's this. And let's just go ahead and run it. I guess I'll do it in Edge. I've got Edge open somewhere around here. Sometime today would be fantastic. How about Edge? No? You're going to play me like a fool? Oh, well, that's okay. Let's see here. File. Here we go. That's what I want. Okay, so we got this stuff figured out on Friday afternoon, where we've got our app header is glued to the top. When we get to a certain width, the menu items collapse down to columns versus being a row, which isn't really going to be relevant in the Blazor app. We've got our feature area here, and it's scrollable all by itself, and our app footer is always visible. Good stuff. So after that was done on Friday, I'm going to close code, and I'm going to open a different folder. And here it comes. I took what I learned and I applied it to a brand new Blazor application. And went so far as to bring in the component library that I've been considering. And let's see here, where are you? You're running? No, I didn't hit run yet. And here comes the application. So I applied what I learned from doing just the vanilla HTML and CSS activity that we did on Friday afternoon, and applied those concepts to just a brand new plain vanilla Blazor application just on the home page. Although I believe, yeah, we still have our footer down here locked to the bottom. I only applied it on the home page itself. But you get the idea. So we have, like I talked about on Friday, our application has the concept of an app host. And I can't remember all of the style names that I used. Bear with me for just a second. So I need to come out to main layout. Let's hide this. Where's main layout? Yes, you're complaining. Style experiments. Let's go into shared and main layout.razor. So what I did was I wrapped this app host around the big div in the layout, in the Blazor layout page. Come on, where's my, there we go. I wanted to shrink that. And inside the app host, we've got our page. And the page becomes our sort of our feature host. And then the Fluent footer, that's something that comes in through the through Microsoft's Fluent UI Blazor library, and that took some doing to get applied. So I may not bring that in this morning. So we've got our application host, and I want to take a look at site CSS, HTML body, focus content, invalid Blazor error UI. So here's app host, and then app host footer always does this. Feature host, and I don't have that applied anywhere for some, or it doesn't look like I have that applied. Let's take a look in here. No, I do not. So that's an oversight on my part. So here's feature host. It's a Flexbox, it's a column, uses up as much space as it's got. And then we've got header, and then we have task host. So I want to div class page, and I'm going to say feature host. Let's save that. Oh, I'm not in full-on Visual Studio here. So I'm going to reload, and let's see how that changes things. It shouldn't change them appreciably, I hope. Okay, good. So we still have our feature heading. We can see that when we collapse down, the feature nav is now full width. But when we are running in desktop mode, we also have our task navigation or task interaction buttons down here, full nav. But when we go out to desktop mode, our menu bar now stretches like so, and it looks much more like a Windows dialog type thing, or, you know, a typical desktop application. So we've got our feature host, and oh, there's feature host right there. I am a tree stump. No, I'm not a tree stump. I'm not moldy and full of mushrooms. I saved that for special occasions. Okay, so the main here in the app host is our feature host. And inside that, we have our Razor page. And we've got our header, which inherits its styling from feature host. And then our main, which also I believe has some styling from feature host. I could be wrong. Yep, here we go. And then the main part of our page receives a component which lives in our task host styles. And here's where we set those up. Now, in the main part of the CSS file here, all of this stuff down to here, scrolling. Here we go. So the first 170 odd lines are all tailored towards the mobile experience, because I'm trying to do sort of ish mobile first development here, because I do expect at least half of the usage of this is going to be in a phone or a tablet context, although I'll be using it on desktop. And I suspect a good number, but perhaps not the majority of the end users of these things are going to be using this on a desktop, but the vast majority, the majority of people are going to be using a mobile experience. So I'm styling mobile first and then enhancing to desktop. And all I do in here is inside this media only screen, and mid width is 600 pixels. So this means if the browser window is at least 600 pixels, we're going to override some of the CSS attributes of the of our application layout classes. That's all that media query does. And there's tons of information about how to use media queries and so on. I would recommend W3 Schools, Mozilla Developers Network, or I think CSS Tricks has a lot of good stuff on that too. So we've got all that stuff applied. Now, one other thing that I did is I brought in the Fluent UI library from Microsoft, and we've got these Fluent buttons. You can set the appearance. Eventually, I'll be able to set icons on them and stuff like that. Actually, I couldn't get the Fluent buttons working until like the last couple of minutes of the afternoon on Friday. This was offline that I did that stuff. But I want to see about adding icons to this. I just happen to have the tutorial page up. Fluent icon start. Let's grab this attribute. And I'm going to paste it here. And I got to save and I got to reload. And we'll see what that gives us. And there's our globe. Neato. And then I believe we can do icon end. Yes, we can. But I want to go into thing.razor. And let's do this. Paste one here. And this is just a demo thing. Paste one here. And I want to go icon end. Icon end. And let's see what other icons we have here. Accessibility, more. Do we have a cancel? Nope. No. Notepad, Sparkle, Note Pin. How about a stop? Is there a stop sign? There is. And is there a save? Let's see what those did for us. Reload that. Pop this back up. And we should see those down here in this area when it reloads. So we've got our little disk for save and a square because stop doesn't exist. I'm sure there's a list of icons somewhere. Where are the darn things? Layout, forms and inputs, overview. Icon. Here we go. Fluent UI system icons. I'll pull this over here. Does it give us a list? Icon has list. Here we go. So here's all of these things. You get the full list of regular icons, full list of filled icons. Direction. Installation, blah, 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 blah. Let's see the list. I want to see the list. Filled icons. Access time. Oh, that's taking forever to load. That's okay. And they're not rendering. I'm not gonna, yeah. That is all fine and dandy. I'm not that concerned. So, what I want to do today is in the next 40 odd minutes, try to get some of these things applied here. Now, I'm on the fence about having this app footer always visible on the mobile experience. I'm almost tempted to hide it and jam that stuff up into like an about page as well. I'll have to look at some applications, some web apps before I make that decision. So let's stop this and stop debugging. I'm going to pull this over to my other screen because we've got a little bit of work to do in here. Add NPC storage. This feature is done. What's my change here? Let me compare real quick. If it's just a comment change, yep, it is. Updates the page event sync with a class level comment. Boom. And I'm going to push. I'm actually going to do a pull request here in a second. And let's go ahead and create that pull request. Excuse me. Able to merge, can be automatically merged. Good. Yeah. Comparing changes. I just create a pull request, please. All right, we'll do this the other way. Branches. And here's the branches screen. All right. And, oh, come on. I don't want to compare. I want to do a pull request. Why are you being such a git? Sorry. Copy branch name, check status ahead. Are you not going to let me do a pull request here? I need to sign in. Dang blasted. Sign in. Use passkey. Oh, I don't have. I'm using that device. Cancel. Dang blasted. That's inconvenient. Just a second. I'm going to have to do something over here in Streamlabs because this is silly. Webcam group. Properties. We'll flip to this for a second. Done. Jiminy Cricket. Ah. Use my authenticator app. Pause. And must be this one. No, it's not that one. I'll use my darn passkey. What a pain. There we go. Jankies. I'll set this back up in here. Oops. Come here. Arrgh. All right. And I can flip this back. Ah! Oh, technology. You're wonderful until you're not. And for some reason, oh yeah, I goofballed my camera angle there. There we go. All right. Now, are you going to let me pull request now? There we go. Okay, feature add NPC storage. Adds the database code to the NPC access component. Sets up a list NPCs. Screen. And allows saving from the NPC details view. It's going to assign me labels, coding, enhancements, etc. Projects, GM Tools MVP, create a pull request, squash and merge, do it. Okay, and I can actually delete that branch. Come over to the project real quick. In here, pull these into committed. And are you going to let me? Do the multi-select? Oh, yeah. Okay, add item. Fix the location of. Improve the scrollable areas on the screens. I should have done all of this stuff before the stream, but I had my ADHD was acted up. It's more like 90 HD today. And let's edit using what I learned about Flexbox on Friday. Improve the user experience on the NPC screens by limiting the parts of those screens, the scrollable areas of those screens, so that the buttons are always visible. Save. All right, I'm going to send this to the oubliette. Goodbye. That's been saved. I'm going to bounce back over to main. I need to fetch. And I need to pull. And I should run it. Just to be for sure. Just to make sure I didn't goof anything up. think I may have lost my connection string. I'll know in a minute. I apparently did not. Okay, good. Oh dear. Oh no. I'm going to open a new window real quick and go over to GitHub on the Mac side and make sure I didn't do something horrible. I'm pretty sure I added that stuff to the git ignore. UI tools, Blazor client, config, app setting. Oh, are you joking? I added that stuff to the... That's main. I need to edit this right now. Nope. Commit changes. Gets rid of the data in the development.json app settings.development.json. It's okay, because those settings aren't going to be living anywhere else, but I do need to look at my git ignore file here very quickly, because that should not have gone up to source control. Pop out by one. Git ignore. Development.json. Okay. Peculiar that it got checked in. App settings dot. Can I just say ignore this file? Git blame. Ignore an untracked item. I don't know why that didn't happen in my git ignore. That's okay. We'll have it better next time. And word of advice, always make sure your app settings.development.json file is ignored in your git ignore file. You do not want to check credentials and passwords and stuff like that into a publicly available source control, or even a privately available source control. Because privately available source control isn't guaranteed to always be private. All right, we're going to need the pages and the partials and the layout. I'm also going to need site.css. It does zoom when I drink coffee. App.css. Here we go. And we've got all this stuff all down here, yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to add, I believe it is, I don't remember, custom styling starts here. I'll have to take a look at that in a second. Here we go. And I'm just going to pop this guy up to here. Let's do that. Star layout. We do our application feature task layouts in a nested manner. Each of those layers will have styling that affects positioning of the main regions of each concept. Each concept will define positioning rules for header, main, and footer. Let's put that in the angle brackets. Footer elements. And if I decide I need more stuff, more details on that later, I'll add it later. Okay, where's Visual Studio Code? It's over here on my other monitor. And I'm just going to pop over and start grabbing styles. So copy, paste. And that's all I need there. Grab all the feature host stuff. Copy. What even? Paste. Damn it. I'm having trouble with fingers today. Okay, we've got some feature nav stuff. Copy that. Paste that. I have the same thing defined for both button and Fluent button here because I haven't brought in the Fluent library yet. So this will hopefully affect our buttons quite nicely. And then finally we'll come over and grab all the task host stuff. Well, and then we'll grab the media query stuff and things as well. Paste. Go back to the home. And grab the things for bigger screens. And I'm going to save it. And I'm going to run it. And hope I didn't mess anything up yet. I haven't applied any of those styles yet, so that's good. And we are unaffected. Good. Start with the main layout. Div class page, sidebar, all this stuff, right? Div ID, Blazor error UI, so on and so forth. We're going to add to all of these things very, very shortly. But first thing I got to do is create a div classed as app host. There we go. Come down to the bottom. And I want to leave that Blazor error UI outside of the flow of our Flexbox. I might change my mind later. I might not. Okay, so app host, div class equals page, good, sidebar, nav menu, main, class equals feature host. Save. Save. Now that weight wrapper, that might cause me some problems. And you know what? Since I'm not actually even using it anywhere, let's lose it altogether. I think I want to come up with a better solution than what I had there anyway, because it worked okay, but I wasn't in love with it. It did not spark joy. Let's rerun again, just to see if any of this stuff has made any changes. I don't expect we should have anything visible yet. Yeah, not yet. How about over here? So create all of that stuff. Pop down over here. We'll hide our menu. Create. Show and hide. Generate. Okay. We're getting there. So I want to make sure I'm not missing anything on the main layout.razor. Okay. Now, something else I do want to do is add an optional class dot optional display. And I'm just going to say display none. I do want to add a comment to this. Use this to hide elements of the UI that are not necessary. Rob, stop using that bloody key. That don't have to be visible on mobile, but can show up on a larger form factor. And come down here, dot optional display. I'm going to go back to display parent. Nope. Inherit. Let's flow. Revert layer, run in, table header group, unset. What does unset do? No. Nope, nope, nope. Task host footer. This only applies to app host footer. Feature host, app host footer. Padding, align items. Yeah. Display. I'm gonna try unset. Not use set. How about unset? Save it. Oh, golly. I've been working too much on my Mac the past few days. So all of my muscle memory for keybinds of doing stuff has been just shot to heck. Okay, so we've got our app host page. Yeah. And let's add a footer. Footer is here. Hopefully invisible on mobile. Visible on desktop. Save. All right, and let's run it. See what we got. And we don't have any of the stuff that's been applied yet. App CSS. App host is there. App host footer. Let's make sure we're in the right stuff. Div class app host, footer, etc. Do I have the right stuff? What about app.razor? Nope. Doesn't get applied over here. There's app CSS. App root Blazor client .styles.css. All right, that's a little weird. Okay. Main layout, footer. All right, we're gonna have to play with some colors. App host. Background. Color. Aqua. Background color. Black. Color. White. Save. And hot reload isn't going to do anything for me, so I've got to reload the app. Oh, stop it. Stop debugging. Go. Blazor on Wi-Fi. Oh, that's going to vomit all over the place. Great. Edit code. Footer is here, hopefully invisible on mobile, but visible on desktop. Okay, so this is not doing what we need it to be doing, although it's down here, but it is up in the main flow over here. So that probably means have I got it in the right place? Div class page, footer. Now I do have some stuff in the main layout razor that I need to take care of. Sidebar, top row, media min width, sidebar, position sticky top 0. I had to change this to 100% from 100 view height. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to reload. Golly. All right, so that's a little less uggo. But we're still scrolling. And I don't care for that. But we're back to scrolling, I mean. And why are we scrolling side to side on the desktop? Okay, so there's that. Position sticky width 250. I'm probably going to eventually get rid of most of these styles. Just saying. So app razor doesn't have it. Main layout.razor. This is all over in app. Now I do want to add optional display to my footer. Class equals optional display. Save it. Good. Okay, so it does vanish on mobile. But I got to do something about this nonsense. All right, so I feel like that problem, just stop debugging, is flex 1, position relative display flex, flex direction column. Okay, good. Main is flex 1. I'm feeling that we don't really have anything to worry about here because it's all here. Sidebar, top row, article, Blazor error UI, dismiss, all that stuff. Why is that scrolling? I'm going to change this to 600. Save. That's probably not going to do anything. Max width. Let's say 600. Actually, I'm going to do 599.98. I'm looking for widths that are a little wacky. task host. Let's take a look at app host up here. Okay, and actually I should be looking in the overrides. Feature nav, flex end, flex none. All right, I can't really sweat that at this point. I'll dig into debugging the styles later. No, that's a hard requirement, Rob. We're going to figure out why that's not happening. And I feel like it's over here in the main layout in that bloody sidebar. Height equals 100% of parent. Parent is page. Is there anything nasty in the nav menu? Navbar toggler. Checked. Top row. Brand. Nav items. And with that, height is 100%. Save that. Stop debugging. Nonsense. Well, that's not what I wanted at all. This becomes 600. Save. I gotta get rid of that. Goodbye. And have scrollable, have item, have bar brand, top row, toggler. Let's take a look at the Blazor code for the nav bar. Okay, that's just nav scrollable. Nav class is flex column. Top row container fluid, nav bar brand. Okay. There's that. Flex column, nav scrollable. Yeah. feel like I need to undo my changes here. Undo changes, yes. And just live with that stuff until I come in and do a full pass on. That's driving me absolutely bonkers though. So we've got our main layout, Razor. Main class is feature host. Let's just do this. Oh yeah, Visual Studio's being a complete twit. And let's task host. Okay. Show for page state. Show list needs to come back up to the top. This gets deleted. Go to definition. There's list. I don't know why it's being so silly. Go to definition. Visual Studio has some dynamic rendering stuff that it doesn't load necessarily everything into memory until there. Calm down. All right, so task host. This is also a task host. No. Save. I want to make sure the list behaves itself before I start applying it everywhere. Baby steps. And it's still being silly. And it's this darn sidebar thingy that's causing all of my grief. So in between now and this afternoon, I'm going to do the deep dive on fixing this bloody sidebar and getting this layout right. And then we'll finish applying our stuff to our we'll finish applying the changes across all of these things. I've already identified a change that we need to make, and that's we've got the show list embedded in our view NPC details, and that button needs to go up to a feature header. So NPC feature header needs to be added here. And I'm just going to go comment that right out there. All right. So I have a little bit of work to do. And let's see. where is the thing where here's my stream manager. Jeepers. Let's see. Is Frog Pants on yet? Frog Pants isn't streaming yet. Okay. Excuse me. So, I guess for now, I'm going to call it a morning rather than struggle with fighting with the built-in Blazor CSS and all of that stuff. I'm going to try and get that offline. And then when we come in this afternoon, we're going to get the task host working. We're going to add a feature header to the actual NPC feature page. And that should probably take most of this afternoon's hour, if I'm guessing. So until then, take care of yourselves. Happy coding. And please remember, this stuff ain't easy, always. Be kind to yourselves. We're always learning stuff. So I will see you all again this afternoon.